What happens when a goal machine storms into England's toughest league? Let's talk Haaland, and why he's the villain everyone can't stop watching. Erling Haaland wasn't just another transfer, he was a warning shot, towering, unstoppable, obsessed with scoring. He shredded defenders' smashed records, making it look way too easy. But here's where it gets spicy: the haters. Some say he's robotic, too perfect, not flashy enough. Others, they're just tired of seeing their favorite team destroyed by a Norwegian cyborg with ice in his veins. Is it jealousy, frustration, or just the fear that we're witnessing a new era where Haaland is king? One thing's for sure, love him or hate him, Erling Haaland's Premier League entry changed everything. Are you rooting for the goal machine, or praying he finally misses?
A storm gathers over Manchester. When Erling Haaland arrived at Manchester City in the summer of 2022, the Premier League held its collective breath. Haaland unveiled in City shirt. There was a palpable sense of anticipation, excitement for some, a hint of dread for others. Here was a phenomenon, a force of nature. He had already torn through Austria and Germany. Could he replicate that in England? Early whispers grew after the Community Shield. A missed chance, a quiet performance.
It was not the usual sound, not the cheer of a goal, not the collective groan of a near miss. It was something else entirely. A mix of boos and frustrated shouts filled the stadium. Erling Haaland had just missed a chance, one most strikers would not even see. The ball hit the post. The opposition fans erupted in sarcastic applause. Their relief was almost tangible. It was more than just a missed opportunity. For them, a moment of human fallibility from a player who often seems anything but. A single moment capturing the complex emotions around one of football's biggest stars. In pubs and online forums, the debate rages. It is a constant storm of opinion. Some call him a cyborg, a machine devoid of grace. Others praise efficiency, power, and an unstoppable will to score. Who is this player who inspires such strong feelings?
Would he suit Guardiola's intricate possession-based system, one that thrived without a traditional nine? Inside City, there was quiet confidence. They knew what they had signed. Not just a goal scorer, they had acquired a weapon, physical attributes and mentality unlike anything seen in years. The storm clouds gathered. The league was blissfully unaware of the oncoming deluge. What followed wasn't an adaptation, it was a hostile takeover. Haaland gave City a brutal, decisive edge, the thunder to their lightning. Plan B, C and D. He offered every route to goal in one towering package. To truly understand the player, who took the Premier League by storm, go back to Norway. Even as a youngster at Bryne, Haaland was different. A gangly frame, yet an astonishing burst of speed. Coaches spoke of a boy obsessed with scoring and improving. He wasn't just talent, he was a student of the game. His father, Alfie, instilled elite standards. The foundations of a special athlete were laid early. Under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the real turning point arrived. Refining movement and finishing. A masterclass, stroke, don't blast. The results were immediate. An arrival on the national stage. A unique combination of physical gifts. Too strong if tight, too fast if loose. A complete modern striker in the making. Unshakable self-belief, swagger backed by performance. Thriving under pressure became his signature. That psychological strength forged in Norway became the bedrock of everything that followed. The move to Red Bull Salzburg was the perfect next step. A club built to identify and unleash young talent. High-energy aggression, tailor-made for Haaland. He stepped onto the world stage and exploded. His Champions League debut was the stuff of legend. A powerful left-foot strike, a poacher's finish, a calm, composed one-on-one. In 45 minutes, he showed his entire arsenal. Salzburg's relentless pressing and rapid transitions suited him perfectly. He became the focal point, the spearhead on the counter. He didn't just feast on lesser teams, he punished Europe's elite. Intelligent running and understanding of space, effective. A feel for when and where the ball would be played. More subtle, more predatory. The bigger the night, the more he relished it. Europe's giants circled. Borussia Dortmund won the race for a phenomenon ready for a bigger stage. When Haaland moved to Borussia Dortmund and the Bundesliga, many wondered if he could maintain the rate. He answered immediately, hat-trick in 23 minutes. The yellow wall had a new idol. He refined his killer instinct, precision over power, the signature low hard across the goalkeeper. He added variety, headers, volleys, delicate chips. World-class opposition forced him to elevate every detail. From counter spearhead to possession cog, better with back to goal. Linking play with Jadon Sancho and Marco Reus. Improved hold-up to bring others in. Consistency and spectacle. Records tumbled. He scored everywhere that mattered. He left more intelligent, more rounded, more terrifying. That evolution was vital for Manchester City, a final polish before the Premier League coronation. The Premier League tests reputations. Giants can be humbled. From his first league game, the answer was deafening. Yes, too strong, too fast, movement too clever. Even Virgil van Dijk struggled, a puzzle no one could solve, strategies torn in minutes. England's frantic transitions played right into his hands. He waited for disorganization, then struck. With Kevin De Bruyne, the through ball became a weapon. Track him, and he creates space for Foden and Grealish. He warped defensive structures by presence alone. First, finishing. Near flawless technique, power and precision. He regularly outperforms expected goals, scores chances others miss. The underrated art, tiny cues, signature curve to stay onside, then explode. Target man strength plus sprinter's pace. He can tower for a cross or scorch a backline. Iron will and obsession. He believes he'll score every game. Sometimes stats mislead. In Haaland's case, they tell it perfectly. His debut Premier League season was historic. He surpassed the 32-goal mark with weeks to spare, then obliterated it. The records kept tumbling, faster than legends like Alan Shearer and Ruud van Nistelrooy. Back-to-back hat-tricks, particularly the perfect first-half treble. Left foot, right foot, header, the complete striker. A derby hat-trick plus 2 assists. Total domination. Out-jumped, out-muscled everyone. Physical supremacy distilled. His love affair with Europe continued. 5-in-1 knockout game, pure goal-scoring. One of only 3 to score 5 in a single UCL match. Milestones of a historic campaign. Undeniable proof he's rewriting the limits for a modern striker. Or became the default reaction. The Premier League had a new king, and he was only getting started. You don't have to take my word for it. Rivals and sharp minds said it for us.
The numbers speak for themselves. He's an incredible player.
Not just a system player, he added a new dimension to an all-conquering team. Opponents planned to stop him, plans shredded within minutes.
He's a goal-scoring machine unlike anyone we've faced.
Rival defenders spoke of deceptive speed and overwhelming power. He has hunger, aggression, a real love of scoring.
He blends raw power with subtle, intelligent movement.
The most telling reactions came from inside the dressing room.
His runs made my job easier. Just put it in the area.
The symbiosis of creators and finisher unlocked a new level. Awe shared by those who trained with him daily. They knew a phenomenon had arrived. Haaland's impact goes far beyond goals and records. He redefined the modern number 9 in the Premier League. In an era of false nines, the classic centre-forward returned with a 21st century upgrade. Directness and intricacy can coexist. He forced a tactical rethink across the league. Old-school physicality meets new-school athleticism. The league became a richer tactical battleground. Teams had to fear the Viking powerhouse tearing through their backline. What comes next for the new king? The scary part, he's still improving. Smarter movement, sharper finishing. More accustomed to every Premier League defense. Insatiable hunger for goals and titles. More records, more titles. A place among the greats. The true test. Maintain it year after year. Can he lead City to even more glory? Break Shearer's record? He isn't just a player of the moment, he's defining an era.
So why the negativity? Why so much criticism for a player with this record? One reason is his playing style. To purists, he departs from football's artistry. A finisher, a tap-in merchant, a final third specialist. They argue his overall game is limited. No flair dribbles, no deep orchestration. One-dimensional, they say. Devastatingly effective, but a specialist. On the pitch, he is a warrior. Intense, aggressive. His celebrations can read as confrontational. Off the pitch, interviews are blunt, answers short. Some call it arrogance or disrespect. He knows how good he is, and it clashes with the preferred humble superstar template. Confidence gets misconstrued as cockiness, an easy character to dislike. Another factor, dominance. Fans love underdogs and competitive balance. Haaland at City feels like the opposite. He is the final piece of an already dominant machine, goals turning tight games into processions. He symbolizes a growing gap. Success of money and system makes the sport feel predictable. Hating Haaland becomes a proxy protest against parity. And, finally, tribalism rules. Hero for you, villain for them. Rival players speak of him with respect and frustration. Defenders describe a unique physical challenge. Too strong to outmuscle, too fast to outrun, movement too clever to predict, a constant mental battle. One lapse and he is gone, the ball in your net. They praise him on camera, but body language tells another story. Annoyance in tackles, exasperation after yet another goal. For rival fans, nuance fades. He is a pantomime villain, every touch booed, every miss cheered like a goal. They mock his appearance, his run, his perceived arrogance. He becomes the focal point of collective anger. Keeping him quiet feels like a major victory, a moral triumph. This is football theater, with his imposing figure and relentless goals. He plays the antagonist perfectly. Even some neutrals appreciate the numbers but do not connect. To them, his game can feel robotic, predictable, stripping some drama and beauty from the spectacle.